loves, it's Catherine here from Self-Unity. Welcome to a collective energy update. So for today's reading, we're just going to tap into the current energy that the collective is going through. So there may be a message of guidance in this reading for you. Now, do keep in mind that there may be quite a few people watching this reading, and so I always say take what resonates. If something doesn't quite resonate with you, just move on to the next thing that does resonate with you. Don't force it to fit where it doesn't fit. All right, so if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I do have private readings available. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity or email me at selfunity@outlook.com. And I'll leave all this information in the description box down below. And if you would like to support me in any way and would like to offer a love donation, you can do so through my Venmo, Cashapp, or PayPal, which is all at Self-Unity. And again, I'll leave this all in the description box down below. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the collective energy update though. And also this reading is timeless. So if you see this at a different time than it's posted, if you see it a couple years later, a couple months later, you could be drawn to it at that time because there is a message of guidance in it for you at the time that you're drawn to it. So trust those intuitive pulls as to, why you were pulled to watch this reading at that time. So for today's reading, we are using the Light Seers Tarot, and then I do have some Oracle decks beside me as well, which I will let you know the names of those decks as I pull cards from them. So while I'm shuffling, go ahead and take a moment to just, take a few deep breaths in and let them out. Just kind of keep breathing, connecting with your breath, tapping into your intuition. All right, and if you have any questions, anything that's been on your mind that you'd like to get clarity on, you can go ahead and ask those questions now or think of that situation now and trust that you will receive the guidance and the answers in the divine's perfect timing. Okay, I can't shuffle these cards today. Another episode of Catherine struggles with shuffling. All right, so let's see what is going on with the collective energy. What do we need to know today, Spirit? Oh, right away we have the Queen of Wands jumping out. Yes, it's time to take action. Time to get moving and grooving. All right, we'll take that card too. Let's get a couple more cards. Got two more. Two more cards, Spirit. All right, there we go. All right, so right away we have the Queen of Wands. All right, and generally queens are number 12. So we've got 1, 2, taking steps. All right. I am feeling called to address that, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into spring. So this is when things start to, start blossoming, start blooming, things start lightening up a bit. So if you've been feeling a little bit down, feeling a little bit stuck, kind of, frozen, during winter time, things freeze over. This also happens to us humans. Things can kind of get stuck, not flowing as smoothly as we'd like them to be. But with the arrival of spring, things are going to start moving, start flowing again. Now, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you're going to be moving into fall, okay? And so this can be where things start to kind of slow down and you start to go into a period of reflection, of processing, of releasing anything that is no longer going to serve you as you move into those winter months, okay, those colder months, okay. But overall, for the collective energy, I am feeling that you're going to start taking action steps towards something. There's something that you may have been pondering on creating or implementing, whether it be in your life, maybe some type of new business idea. Maybe there's something that you've been trying to manifest, something you've been wanting to receive, something you've been saving up for. Okay, the time that these things are going to start coming into physical creation is now, okay? And if this is some type of idea that you've been pondering on creating, or some type of business idea, Spirit's saying it's time to start taking the steps, start putting it into action, start putting it into creation. All right, you have all the tools that you need to make this happen. Like, look at this lady on this card. She has a ball of light literally coming out of her hands, okay? She has all the energy that she needs to make this happen. This is you. You have everything that you need to make this happen. What are you waiting for? I always say, Spirit's saying this again, if it wasn't meant for you to bring it into creation, you wouldn't have this idea, but you do have this idea. And Spirit, your guides, God, the universe gifted this idea to you. They gifted it solely to you for a reason. And it's because you are the one that has what it takes to bring this idea into physical reality, into creation. You can do this, okay? You just have to start taking those baby steps, okay? Going back to what I said, the queen, 1, 2, you have to take one step at a time. You can't get to that end goal, that end creation, until you start taking those baby steps and start the process, okay? You can't just jump to the end, okay? You have to move through the journey of bringing it into reality, okay? So give yourself time, give yourself grace as you start taking those steps. You know, if things seem to take a little bit longer than you expected, that's okay. You're still right on time with this adventure, okay? You're not behind. There's no rush. Give yourself time, give yourself grace. And you know, if things like say you start taking action steps to bringing something into creation and then something essentially, you know, quote unquote goes wrong, you can learn from that experience, okay? It doesn't mean you have to throw it all in the air, you know, put it all behind you. No, you can learn from it, try again, and this time you know what not to do, or you know what won't work, and so you can try a different avenue, or you can, you know, improve upon whatever it is that didn't work out so well the first time, okay? But keep trying at it, because again, Spirit, the universe, God gave you this idea for a reason, and that reason is because you are the one that's meant to bring this into creation, okay? All right, we have 12, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, it's time to shift your perspective, okay? I see you like looking at this idea, or, you know, even if it's not an idea, if you don't resonate with what I said about the Queen of Wands, I see there's like some type of situation that you may be in at this time, and you're looking at it from a perspective or through this lens of like, what if it goes wrong, or you know, why is everything going wrong? And Spirit's saying to ultimately reverse how you're looking at this situation, and to, you know, connect with your intuition and have trust for the situation, okay? Everything is working out in your best interest, okay? Even if it seems like it isn't, you know. So how I said, if something quote unquote goes wrong, something doesn't work out how you expected it to, that happened because it's in your best interest, okay? It could be because there's something that you need to learn. Maybe like say you get stuck in traffic, or maybe there's like construction on your normal route to work or something, the normal route that you take, and so you have to take a different route, and maybe you get a little bit frustrated because you're not so familiar with that route, or because it's going to take a little bit longer, it's a little bit out of the ways. Say you're driving along and then you see like a special building, or maybe you see a sign that says, you know, new job opportunities, hiring here, or maybe you run into somebody that you normally wouldn't run into, or that you haven't seen in a long time. Maybe you meet somebody new. You never know what could happen when the universe sends you on these like alternate routes, okay? So even though it's a little bit frustrating that you have to go out of your way, trust that this is happening for your best interest, for your highest self, and, you know, for the journey that you're on and the journey that you're pursuing. Let's see if anything else comes through with this. I'm also seeing to get out of your comfort zone, okay? It's time to try new things, okay? You may be stuck. You may be feeling that stuck energy, kind of stuck in a rut, because you're constantly doing the same thing every day. You're like stuck in this routine. You know how I said, if you're in the northern hemisphere, we've been in the winter months, so maybe you haven't been able to go outside, and maybe you've been saying like, oh, it's too cold outside, I don't want to go outside. Spirit's saying to go outside anyways, you know, get out of your comfort zone, try something new. There's also this message coming through of, if you resonate with the message about seeing things through like kind of a, what if things go wrong perspective, especially if it's like about a very specific situation, or maybe things haven't been working out for you in a specific situation in your life. Spirit's saying to get out of your head and to reach out to somebody that isn't attached to the situation and ask them for their perspective. And I see that when you ask them for their perspective on this situation, it's like there's like a light bulb is going to go off in your head, and you'll be like, aha, I see things a little bit more clearly now. Or you'll just kind of know what to do, and you can better trust the situation and the experience that you're having. I'm also drawn to, on this card, there's like all these symbols on the floor, and they look like rune symbols to me. So some of you may be starting to work with runes, or maybe you have like Druid ancestry, or even like Irish ancestry or Swedish ancestry, and it may be something that you're starting to learn more about. Maybe you're connecting with relatives that you didn't really know that maybe they also practice like Druid practices, or they're just from, Ireland, Switzerland, Norway, Denmark. I'm like seeing all those places there. Maybe you're planning to take a trip there as well. All right, let's see what oh, I didn't even realize, but we also have 12 there. 12 on the Hanged Man. Okay, so 12 could be a significant number to you, but it can also just symbolize, needing to take those baby steps, take it one step at a time. You will get through this. You just have to put one foot in front of the other and trust the process. Okay, this isn't a journey to a destination. This is a journey of experience, of steps that you have to take. All right, we have Six of Swords. Yeah, Six of Swords. So things are going to start picking up very soon. But I'm seeing and I'm hearing that, it's like when you hear me say things are going to start picking up very soon, Spirit's saying like you can't sit around and wait for things to start picking up. You have to start picking up your own energy and start moving yourself, okay? Even if it's something very simple. Let's see if Spirit will give me an example. Okay, so we're going to use the example of like this lady, she's on a boat here. All right, so say you want to cross to the other side of the river. All right, you're not going to get there just by sitting there staring at the boat. You have to get up, you have to walk over to the boat, you have to push it out a little, you have to get your oar, get your, get all the tools that you need to make it across safely and smoothly. And, you have to start taking those steps. You have to guide the boat there, okay? And so you have to start the process yourself. You can't just wait for things to magically happen. You have to start taking those steps yourself. And start, Spirit's saying, start with one thing at a time. So they're saying like, if you need to, get out some pen and paper and write down a list of everything that it's going to take to achieve whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve, or just kind of make a to-do list of the things that you need to do to start the process of whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, okay? And I'm even seeing like there's some type of situation that many of you are in that just, it feels kind of blah, like you just don't want to deal with it because it's got this really heavy energy attached to it. But Spirit's saying, it's not going to go away. So you have to face the situation before you can really like move away from it, or before you can move on to new things, okay? And so if you're feeling that way, again, Spirit's saying, get out some pen and paper, write down how you're feeling about this situation. You have to face the situation. So write down how you're feeling about this situation, and then write down anything that you need to do to process and release the situation from your reality, okay? So if this is like about, I'm seeing two different examples. If this is about some type of relationship that hasn't been working out for you, but maybe you haven't confronted this with the other person, or maybe things kind of blew up and you've just been kind of avoiding one another, get out your pen and paper, write everything about how you're feeling, and then, go through the process of what you need to do to either confront this person or to just kind of move on from it for yourself. And then the other situation I'm seeing is if maybe you lost a job recently, or you like shut down your business and you're just kind of feeling stuck, not sure how to move on. Again, write down everything that you're feeling, and then write down the next steps that you need to take, to either bring in a new job or to bring in more income, whatever it may be for yourself. All right, let's see what these last two cards are here. We have Four of Wands. We have a lot of energy cards here, like getting things moving along. Let me pause that real quick, loves. Okay. Yeah, so we have Four of Wands, and then we have Six of Wands. Wow, yes. All right, love. So Spirit's saying right now, what are you waiting for? I heard, like, what are you afraid of? Like, what is the worst that could happen if you started taking the steps that you need to take to either close the door on this situation, to put it behind you, or, to start taking the steps that you need to bring this idea, this idea into creation, into reality. What is the worst that could happen? Think about it right now. Okay, and then let it go, because that's unlikely to happen. Okay, and then Spirit's also saying, think of what's the worst that could happen. What's the best thing that could happen if you did pursue this? Okay, and right away, because we have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is all about victory, success, making that achievement. So this is going to be a successful journey, all right? You're going to be able to close those doors. You're going to be able to shift your perspective, and you're going to be able to grow and expand and learn and have new experiences along this journey. Even if you never reach that end goal, that end destination that you're envisioning in your mind, there are still so many beautiful experiences and lessons to have along the journey to reaching that end goal, that end destination. But Spirit's also saying, they're saying like you will reach that end destination. And let me tell you why. So I'm very drawn to this circle. So there's like it looks like kind of like a bangle or something. What is that called? Like a tambourine. And then there's this circle here of this wreath. Okay. And so Spirit's saying, what goes around is going to come back around. Okay. You're going to come full circle with this experience, which means you are going to reach that end goal, that end destination. But again, you have to start taking those steps to get there. You have to start putting it into action, start guiding yourself, guiding the journey there. There was another message coming through. Let's see if I can get it back. Oh, okay, yes, the message was so you are going to reach that end destination, that end goal, but Spirit's saying to not get so attached to that end goal, that end destination, because, as I always say, the divine's plan for us is so much greater than the plan we have created for ourselves. Okay, it's not about the destination. Like, yes, you want to reach that goal, you want to receive whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, that you're working towards, but the divine has something so much better planned out for you. And so even though you're going to get there, when you get there, it may not be exactly how you envisioned it. And so Spirit's saying to kind of give yourself some leeway, give yourself some grace as you're moving along this journey, because how you've envisioned it for yourself is not exactly how it's going to play out. And so they're saying to kind of, give yourself some room for things to happen differently than you're envisioning in your mind, and to ultimately, trust the journey and trust how things play out for you along this journey. But as long as you're working towards it, and you're constantly like coming back to yourself, reflecting on it, and taking the steps that you need to take to get there, you are going to get there. But again, it may not be exactly how you're envisioning it, but you will get there. Okay, because we have the Six of Wands. That's the victory card there. Okay, I'm also seeing here, so we have with the Four of Wands, we have these ladies on the card dancing, playing music. And so if some of you have been feeling stuck and if some of you have this idea, or you've been in this situation of conflict with somebody else, or maybe you've recently lost something and you're just kind of feeling in that stuck energy, not sure how to move on, Spirit's saying to get up, put on some music, or get out your instruments and start just playing some music, allowing your body to move to the sound of the music, so dancing, because this is a way that is that allows you to quickly get your energy flowing again, okay? And through this movement of dance, or through playing music, or through listening to music, it's going to naturally help to get the energy flowing in other parts of yourself, such as creating this idea, or taking the steps to ease the tension of a situation that you've kind of been avoiding. This will help to get the energy flowing in all other aspects of your life as well. So dance it out, play some music, sing it out, whatever it is you're feeling called to do as far as music and dance. Do those things, okay? All right, let's get some oracle cards here. All right, so we have Healing with the Fairies. This is Healing with the Fairies Oracle. And these are usually, they're kind of theme cards, but we'll see what messages Spirit has for us today. All right, I'll take this one. And let's get one more. All right, I'm going to take that bottom one. All right, so we have Miracle Healing. Yes, Miracle Healing. And we also have Honor Your True Feelings. Yes, okay, write out how you're feeling. Spend time reflecting on how you're truly feeling. All right, so Spirit's saying, we all want to feel good, but we can't always all the time feel good. Sometimes we have to feel sad, we have to feel down, we have to feel angry, and it's okay to feel that way. We can't avoid those feelings because those are natural emotions that we have to feel from time to time. We can't get away from it, okay? And so if you are feeling those emotions, but maybe you're trying to avoid, you're trying to push it down, Spirit's saying stop doing that. Allow yourself to feel it. All right, allow yourself to feel it. Honor those feelings. Thank those feelings, because those emotions are guiding you, and they're also helping you to process and to heal and to reflect, okay? And so Spirit's saying, through honoring how you're truly feeling, you're going to invite in a sense of miracle healing, because when you allow yourself to feel the full extent of your emotions and how you're truly feeling, and not trying to manipulate them or immediately transmute them into something they're not, you allow them to naturally be transmuted into those higher frequency feelings, okay? So give yourself time and space to feel how you're really feeling, all right? And then naturally you'll see the shift start to rise again, and you'll be able to receive the insight that you need to kind of start picking things up again, okay? Like to start getting things into motion again. I'm also feeling called to say some of you really need to get out into nature. So again, if you've been staying inside because it's been the winter season, it's been cold, or maybe you've just been feeling down and you don't want to go out, you don't want to see the world, Spirit's saying get out of your comfort zone, get into nature, okay? Go to the beach, go to the ocean. If you live near a waterfall, there's this big, beautiful waterfall behind the ferry here. Go to that waterfall, go to that natural water source, put your feet in the water. Even if it's freezing, just put them in there for a second and then wrap them back up in some warm socks or a blanket. Spirit's even saying, like, it's so interesting, as I said, blanket, they're saying, take your blanket with you out into nature and just allow yourself to be wrapped up in the comfort of nature, because nature is naturally healing, and you yourself are a part of nature, and through connecting with nature, you're allowing yourself to connect with your natural state of being, okay, which will naturally bring you the healing and the insight that you need to start allowing yourself to continue moving along in your journey, and will just naturally bring you the insight that you need to heal any situation that you're healing from at this time. All right, let's get some other oracle cards. We're going to pull a couple oracle cards from this deck here. This is Moonology Manifestation oracle cards. All right, so these have like different moon phases and astrology signs. All right, so let's get a couple cards from here. What do we need to know, Spirit? All right, we have first quarter moon in Capricorn. Unleash your kindest self. All right, I'm going to take those two. Yes, first quarter moon in Capricorn. Unleash your kindest self. So you could be a Capricorn, or you may be in connection with a Capricorn. This reading may apply to somebody in your life that could also have Capricorn placements, okay? And some of you may be meeting a Capricorn soon as well. But Spirit's saying here, unleash your kindest self, okay? And so what I'm getting with this message is, you know, it's so it's interesting, you know, so when we meet other people or when we connect with other people, it can be very easy to offer them kindness, okay? But when we're with ourselves and when we're going through a difficult situation, or, you know, if we're going through the situation like what I discussed with the Hangman, where you're looking at things from not the great, like from like what if everything goes wrong perspective, we can kind of be not so kind to ourselves, okay? We can really put ourselves down more than anyone else can. And so Spirit's saying to bring that kindness back to yourself, okay? If somebody else was going through what you're going through right now, what would you say to them, or how would you treat them? Okay, that's how you need to be treating yourself, and that's what you need to be saying to yourself, okay? And so again, Spirit's saying, you know, get out the pen and paper and write down what you would say to another person if they were going through what you're going through, okay? Be kind to yourself, all right? You don't have to so Spirit's saying, like, you're exactly where you need to be, okay? There's no rush. There's no rush to get to where you're going. There's no rush to, you know, transitioning into those high frequency feelings. Again, this is a journey. This isn't a destination, okay? You're experiencing, you're feeling, you're processing exactly what you need to be at this time. You can trust it, okay? But give yourself grace and offer yourself kindness. Offer yourself love. All right, let's see what these last two are here. We have new moon in Gemini. Think it through. New moon in Gemini. Think it through. So you may be a Gemini. There could be a Gemini in your life. Yes, and then we also have last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. Yes, reflect on your priorities. Okay, and so same thing here. You could be Aquarius, or this reading could apply to an Aquarius in your life. You may be meeting an Aquarius soon, or a Gemini. All right, so with these two cards, let's see what we've got here. Think it through, reflect on your priorities. Yeah, so I'm immediately picking up on that. You could be in a time of reflection. Okay, so I know we talked about needing to you know, start getting the ball rolling, start taking action. And yes, Spirit's saying it's time to start taking action, but before you start taking action, again, you know, you have to reflect on exactly how you're going to take that action. And so it's bringing me back to how I said, you know, get out that pen and paper, write a to-do list of everything, every little step that you need to take in order to you know, reach that end goal, reach that end destination. And Spirit's also saying here to reflect on how you want to feel, or how that end destination, that end goal is going to make you feel once you reach it. So I'm seeing like a lot of you may be feeling really down about the journey in itself, because it's like you want to just kind of time jump to that end goal right now. You don't want to have to like go through the mud and the dirt and the process of having to get there. It's like you don't want to take the steps, you just want to be there right now. And so Spirit's saying one way to advance yourself to getting there now is to put yourself in that energy of how you would feel if you were at that end goal right now, and to try to embody it, okay? But again, you know, this is a process, and you do have to feel how you're feeling now in order to transmute that energy naturally so it doesn't come back up again, okay? So So just give yourself time and give yourself grace as you work through this process. Okay, Spirit's also saying with this, reflect on your priorities. So when you make that to-do list, or when you start reflecting on all the steps that you need to take to get there, Spirit's saying to focus on, so they're saying like it can be overwhelming to make that list. And so, again, you're not going to be able to do all those things at once. You're going to have to take it one step at a time and do one thing at a time. And so they're saying to pull out one or two things from that list that are a priority, or pull out one or two things from that list that you can do right now in the energy that you're in right now. And then, later on, once you accomplish those things, come back to that list, reflect on it, change it up if you need to, and then, keep doing that process until, again, you reach that end goal, that end destination that you're working towards. All right, let's see if there's any other messages coming through. I'm seeing that some of you may be taking a trip soon. Maybe you've been pondering taking a trip soon. And so, if that's you, this is your sign to go for it. Start planning for it. Start booking those tickets, booking the rental car, whatever it is that you need to make this trip happen. Start taking those steps to make it happen, okay? And for some of you, I'm seeing like if you need to, drop everything and take this trip if that is what is going to make you feel better or to offer you the healing that you need. I'm also seeing like surprise visits from people that maybe you haven't seen in a long time. So maybe like an old friend that you haven't seen for years and years, they may be traveling to a city near you, or maybe, to the city that you live in or the town that you live in. And so maybe you're intuitively called to, drive the distance to meet them, especially like if it's only a few hours, you're going to like drive the distance to go meet them. And there could be a miracle healing that happens in this connection. Or it could just, feel really great to see an old friend and to connect again. All right, let's go ahead and pull our last card. So I'm going to end this reading with an oracle card from the Lover's Oracle. So sometimes these messages are kind of about relationships, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You can apply it to the relationship you have with yourself, okay? Whatever resonates with you. All right, so what is our last card, Spirit? What message do we need? There we go. All right, so I'm going to read it to you while you can admire this beautiful artwork. So it says, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Yes, follow it with faith. All right, so you're closing out the past, you're processing it, you're releasing it, and you're transmuting it to invite in new energy, new opportunities, new connections, new experiences, new lessons. And remember, loves, this is a journey, okay? It's not a destination. It's about the journey. All right, so yes, keep that end goal in mind. Keep whatever it is you're trying to receive in mind, but focus on the journey, focus on the present moment, and have faith. Have faith in yourself, have faith in this journey. Everything that's happened to you has happened for a reason. And even if you can't clearly see why, this journey will reveal to you why. But you have to keep moving. You have to keep grooving along, all right? All right, so I'm going to read this to you one last time. So it says, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. All right, loves, thank you so much for tuning into this reading. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on future energy updates. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity. You can follow me on there. I post a lot in my stories on there, and I'll post energy updates from time to time. And then also, if you'd like to offer a love donation, you can do so through my Venmo, Cashapp, or PayPal at selfunity. And again, I'll leave all this in the description box down below for you to have direct links to. All right, loves, I'm sending you so much love and healing energy. Have a beautiful day.